What would you do with $7 billion? Maybe you'd buy 35,000 Ferrari supercars or build 6 massive sports stadiums. But the famous aircraft manufacturer Airbus spent that enormous amount of money to create something that remains one of the greatest engineering achievements in aviation history. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a truly royal mega project. Once you see its incredible size and unbelievable features, you'll never look at an airplane the same way again. So let's discover the story of the flying palace built for the skies, the legendary Airbus A380. This aircraft was so enormous that it couldn't be built in a single factory. Its wings were manufactured in the United Kingdom. Sections of the fuselage came from France and Germany, while the tail was built in Spain. The components were simply too large to transport on ordinary trucks. Instead, they were shipped by specially designed cargo vessels and then moved across the roads of 21 French towns during the middle of the night. Traffic signs had to be removed just to make room. Whenever these gigantic aircraft sections rolled through the streets around 2 a.m., crowds gathered outside to watch and applaud this incredible engineering spectacle. In a standard configuration, the Airbus A380 can carry 550 to 600 passengers, while its maximum certified seating capacity reaches an astonishing 853 passengers. One of its most remarkable features is its gigantic wings. Besides providing lift, the wings also serve as massive fuel tanks capable of holding approximately 320,000 liters of fuel. That's enough fuel to completely fill around 3,500 average passenger cars, or nearly 7 Olympic-sized swimming pools. At maximum takeoff weight, the aircraft weighs 575 tons, roughly the same as 1,500 average passenger cars combined. Yet, despite its enormous weight, its aerodynamic design is so refined that it lands smoothly at only 240 to 250 kilometers per hour, a speed surprisingly similar to many smaller commercial airliners. Inside, the Airbus A380 feels more like a flying luxury palace than a passenger airplane. Since its 4 engines are mounted farther away from the fuselage, the cabin remains exceptionally quiet with very little vibration, giving passengers a much more comfortable flying experience. The biggest surprise awaits on the upper deck. Emirates Airlines equipped its A380s with real in-flight shower spas, allowing first-class passengers to enjoy a hot shower while cruising thousands of feet above the ground. After freshening up, they can relax in the aircraft's elegant onboard lounge and bar, a luxury unlike anything found on most commercial airplanes. But how safe is such a gigantic aircraft? During certification, Airbus conducted a full emergency evacuation test with 853 volunteers in complete darkness. Aviation regulations required everyone to evacuate within 90 seconds, yet the entire aircraft was emptied in just 78 seconds, proving the effectiveness of its emergency systems. Another remarkable example came during a Qantas Airways flight departing from Singapore. Shortly after takeoff, one of the aircraft's engines suffered a catastrophic failure, exploding in mid-air. Debris pierced the wing and damaged numerous onboard systems, triggering around 50 warning messages simultaneously. Despite the overwhelming situation, the pilots manually controlled the aircraft for more than an hour before safely landing it. All 469 passengers and crew members survived, without serious injuries, making it one of aviation's greatest demonstrations of pilot skill and aircraft resilience. However, the A380's enormous size also creates a serious hazard. As it flies, its massive wings generate extremely powerful wake turbulence. In 2017, a business jet accidentally entered the wake behind an A380. The smaller aircraft rolled violently, flipped 3 times, and plunged nearly 2,700 meters before the pilots finally regained control. The aircraft suffered severe structural damage, but managed to land safely. Once the A380 reaches the airport, the race against time begins. Ground crews have only 90 minutes to unload around 600 passengers, clean both passenger decks, restock thousands of meals, organize hundreds of suitcases, and refuel the aircraft with hundreds of thousands of liters of fuel. To manage such a massive operation in the air, the Airbus A380 typically carries between 14 and 24 flight attendants, depending on the airline and passenger load. Airbus originally believed it would sell around 700 A380s. In reality, only 251 were ever built, and 123 of them were purchased by Emirates Airlines. Eventually, airlines realized that flying 500 passengers through major hub airports was less profitable than operating smaller, fuel-efficient aircraft like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner or the Airbus A380, which could fly passengers directly to their destinations. When Emirates reduced its remaining orders, Airbus had little choice but to end the program. In 2021, production of the Airbus A380 officially came to an end. The aircraft's development story is just as fascinating. During the mid-1990s, the world's busiest airports were becoming severely overcrowded, with little room left to build new runways. Airbus responded by designing an aircraft capable of carrying more than 500 passengers at once. But the project soon encountered a major obstacle. Engineers in France and Germany were using different versions of the aircraft design software. When components from different countries were finally assembled, engineers discovered that the aircraft's approximately 530 kilometers of electrical wiring simply didn't fit. Many of the cables were only slightly too short. The entire wiring system had to be redone from scratch. This mistake delayed the project by nearly 2 years and resulted in an estimated $7 billion in additional costs. Although no new Airbus A380s are being built today, airlines like Emirates, Qantas, and British Airways continue to operate this magnificent giant. One day, this engineering masterpiece may disappear completely from the skies, but its place in aviation history is already secure. The Airbus A380 will always be remembered as one of the greatest commercial aircraft ever created. So, what do you think of the story behind the world's largest passenger airplane? Do you believe airlines should build another aircraft this size in the future? And if you ever had the chance to fly aboard this luxurious flying palace, what would you do first? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and thanks for watching.